if you can turn on the video feeds, please do turn on the video feeds. It is much easier to interact. Hari Om. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhe Bhavatu Me Sada Vasudevam Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Hari Om. Yes, can someone recollect what is it that we saw last? Anybody? Okay, Badrinaranji. Yes, sir.
Hello, Namaste. Lord Krishna says, now Arjuna, I will reveal to you a knowledge which was concealed all this time, and knowing which you shall be freed from all sorrows and sufferings.
Okay.
Then he further says, this is the right knowledge, or this is the highest knowledge. This is the king of all knowledges, and it is pure and verifiable through the laws of living. Further, he says, there are so many souls who are living a normal living in the lower strata of living, and they have no belief in me, and they come into existence, go back, and again come into existence, and go on suffering, go on reaping sorrows and sufferings every now and then.
Yes, sir.
Further, Lord Krishna says, I am the formless one who has come into existence as a total universe, and this universe is, Lord Krishna says, my mystery. Within my consciousness, all the living beings dwell, but
my consciousness does not surface.
My consciousness is not surfacing. Then he further says, all living beings do not exist in me, but I am existing in every living being, because I support them for their existence.
Yes,
I support them for their existence. Then lastly, he says one more thing. He says, just as the wind is blowing all over and occupying the entire space, so also I am existing in all living beings. I reside in every living being, and I am all pervading.
Yes, absolutely. That is the 6th shloka, what Badrinaranji is saying. Absolutely. Atha sarvani bhutani matsthani vyupadharaya yatha kasha sthito nityam vayu sarvatra gomahan. All right. Thank you, Badrinaranji. Anybody would like to add something to what Badrinaranji has shared? Anything you wish to add to it? Most welcome. Yes, please. Anybody? If not, we'll go ahead. Can we go ahead then? Yes? All right? Okay, Ji. Fine. Thank you. So, as we saw, we stopped at the 17th shloka. 16th shloka, Krishna said, Aham kraturaham yajnaha swadhaham aham aushadam mantroham aham evajyam aham agnir aham hutam. I am only the ahuti, I am the yajna, I am the central offering, I am that which is received also in the sacrifice, I am also the receiver, I am that oshadhi also that is poured. Meaning Krishna is saying, I am eternal, I am pervading, I am only the receiver, I am part of the sacrifice. Meaning the divinity is present everywhere, every place, every time. We already saw Maya is preventing us from realizing it, but it is there. And Krishna is telling this. Recognize it. Meaning when you are doing an action, don't think this is not, divine is not cognizant of it. The divine is always omnipresent, omniscient also. So this one important aspect we see If you look at it, it's very similar to the earlier shloka that we said, Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavir, Brahmagno, Brahmana Hukam, Brahmaivatena Gantavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhina. And Krishna says, those who understand this, they become free in the world, meaning they recognize all these offerings. Somebody is doing some offering with full love and sincerity. We won't feel like, oh, this person is offering to wrong God, this person is wasted, now his life is going to go in hell, next 10 janams are going this way, that way. Lots of other thoughts come because of our own ignorance. But when you recognize this knowledge that everything, there is one receiver of all the sacrifices, all the offerings that are made, then that person is truly free. And Krishna says here, I am that receiver. So if we can even make it Krishna Arpanam, Krishna Havir, Krishna Agnav, Krishna Nahutam, Krishna Ivatena Gantavyam, Krishna Karma Samadhina. All karmas, they are all meeting there. He goes on further. He says, Pitahamasya Jagato, Mata Dhata Pitamaha, Vedyam Pavitram Omkara, Riksama, Yajurevacha. For all, I am the true father and the mother. For the world, I am the Father Supreme and Perpetuator. I am Om, the first word and purifying sound. I am the knowledge that in the three Vedas can be found. What are you going to understand by studying the Vedas? You will understand the divine only. What is this supreme divinity? Vishnu is there in the Veda also. But the Vishnu of the Veda is very different from the Vishnu in the Puranas or what we understand there. Vishnu is some kind of divine bull. But if you go deeper into it, you will see this is the same Vishnu which is being told in the Puranas in a different form, which is more relatable. But Krishna is saying, it is I in all. In the Vedas also, I am there. You recognize me. I am the Mata. I am also the Pita of this Srishti. I am the creator. And I am also in this Om. So maybe we can try meditating upon this Om. For example, sometimes you just chant Om also quietly on the inside and watch how it affects your thoughts. It is so simple. A difficult moment is going on, too many thoughts troubling you. Somebody has let you down. Somebody is causing some kind of disturbance. All these thoughts come in. Just quiet down. Want to do a dhyana technique of Krishna? Try it. If it's not working, all right, just wrestle with your thoughts. All right, you want to wrestle, go ahead. But on the inside, let's begin that Om, Om, Om. That's some mantra. And if you look at the mantra also, it's very beautiful. It's got three parts, all like primary sounds, Ma, all those together, and the silence that comes after it. Well, that is something. And Krishna is saying, it is that purifying sound. And I am that supreme knowledge that is contained in the Vedas. Krishna goes on, he says, Gatir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi Nivasaha Sharanam Surut Prabhavaha Pralaya Sthanam Nidhanam Bijam Avyayam. I am the master. I am the journey, the goal and the shelter. So I am only the destination and I am only the marga also is what Krishna is saying. And I am also the entire journey that's taking place. There is a beautiful story of Sant Gnaneshwar going to meet Vithala. He goes on the wari. He doesn't, and there is some criminal or some crook comes with him. He says, I want to hold the murti that is in your hand. And he gives it because it is all divine wish. All right. Later on, he realizes that throughout his journey, the divine wanted to accompany him and had come in this particular form. So he wanted to enjoy the company of this bhakta. Like that, in our world, in our Srishti, the divine is participating like a joyous companion. If you look at the Vishnu Sahasranam, there are so many names of Vishnu for different moments. Oshade Chinte Vishnum, Bhojane Cha Janardhanam, Shayane Padmanabham Cha. So many. Pravase Trivikramam, Narayanam Tanutyage, Sridharam Priya Sangame. So as a companion, remember him as Sridhar. Not having difficulty sleeping, just think of Vishnu in his special Vishnu pose and remember him, Padmanabham. So many different names are there of the divine. Well, here Krishna says, I am the Supreme Master. I am also the journey. I am also the goal. Even if those who are not conscious, they are also going towards that divinity only. It is something which, when that realization comes, then the bowing happens naturally. Skeptic also falls down on the knees. When does he have it? When the Sakshatkar. When the Sakshatkar happens, well, there is no Deva, there is no Asura also. As we have seen in Rigveda also, there is this mantra, Rashmimantam Samudyantam Devasura Namaskrutam Pujayami Vivaswantam Bhaskaram Bhuvaneshwaram. It goes on like Sarva Devatmak Kohesha Tejasvi Rashmi Bhavana Esha Deva Suraganan Devan. Anyway, not going into it, but if you look at it, the Deva and the Asura both bow towards this divine only. And that is Hariom. Deepak ji, sorry. Are you, no, are you talking to me? Yeah, probably we're talking to somebody else with unmute. Okay, let us continue. So as we were seeing, Deva and Asura both bow to that divine. So like that, Krishna says, I am the master, I am the journey, I am the goal, I am the shelter, I am also the witness, I am the refuge, I am the residence, and I am also well-wisher. So I am also the well-wisher, means he is wishing us happy journey also in our journey. When we go, he is watching our journey. When there is a storm, we take his shelter only. He is only giving us that shelter. Krishna goes on, he says, the creation, the preservation and destruction of everything. I am the seed and the eternal destination of everything. So this is a big, high knowledge actually. This is the Rajavidya. When you realize this, what is it? You are at absolute peace because seed is also the destination. Somebody will say, what is this? What is the logic behind all of this? Well, for example, if I say there's a big tree in my hand, who will agree? Will anybody agree if there's a big tree in my hand? Yes or no? Anyone, you can please unmute and tell me. Do you agree?
No.
No, Chitraji says no. Okay, Chitraji, but suppose I open my palm and show you a seed. Will you then agree, Chitraji?
Yes, that is the point.
That is, yes, Kulkarniji says yes. Because we know seed has the potential to become the big tree, isn't it? But on the outside, it looks like crazy. How can a tree be inside such a small thing? But isn't it the same thing with a seed? So something like that, Krishna is saying, I am the Bija also. I am also the Param Dhama. I am there, and I am not only that, I am participating in your journey. Who knows, maybe when we fall down, we are hurt, somebody has come to give us a soothing touch. Don't hesitate in recognizing Krishna in that individual. What is there? Maybe Krishna's force has pushed that person may not be conscious. But who is it that is pushing the person there towards your rescue? Well, see that divine hand which is at play in the universe is what Krishna is hinting to Arjuna. Krishna goes on. He says, tapami aham varsham nigranami utsrajami cha amritam chaiva mrityuscha sadasachaham Arjuna. I am heat's energy. It is I who withhold and send the waters from the heavens that descend. O Arjuna, I am both death and immortality, nascent and existent. I am the quintessential reality. I am that ultimate metaphysical reality, which is this truth, which is there. Like, for example, I'm saying there's a seed in my hand, there's a tree in my hand. That is not cognizable for all of us because we know tree is big. But we also have a knowledge that seed has the potential. And when you see the seed, when you get a sakshatkar, pratyaksha vision of the presence of a seed, then you understand, yes, this seed can become, if the right potential, it is given the right, what we can say, support. Something like that. Krishna says, I am there, I am sending all the energies for the heat also, the fire which is there in the Surya also. That fire is lit by me is what he is saying. And the waters that are coming from the heavens. It is I am both death and immortality, nascent and existent. I am that supreme reality. Since I am in the Mrityu also, I am in the Amar Tattva also. So we don't have to get trapped by both ends also. Divine is beyond all of this, is what Krishna is saying. Goes on further, he says, Traivedya mam somapaha Utapapa yagnerishtva swargatim prarthayante te punyadhama surendra lokam ashnanti divyan divideva bhogan. Those to whom the knowledge of the triple Vedas is known, they consume soma. the ambrosial nectar, for it is their own. Worshipping me with sacrifices, for the heavens they aspire. By their rightfulness, divine feasts. By their righteousness, divine feasts in paradise they enjoy and acquire. Big doubt comes after this question, this shloka actually. If you see, Krishna is saying first is those who understand this, the truth of this triple Vedas, well, they are actually tasting Soma. Anybody, can you tell me what is Soma? Yes, someone can tell me Soma, whatever you know. Yes, Badrinath.
Alcohol.
Divine nectar.
Okay,
Hello.
okay.
Alcohol.
Kalkaniji said alcohol. Okay.
No.
Yes.
The divine nectar. Divine Amrut.
Badrinaranji is saying divine nectar. Okay.
Amrut.
Amruta. Amruta. But is it alcohol, Badrinaranji?
No.
Because it's something
the
more.
alcohol. It is the alcohol from the divine, that spiritual
It is
divine
not the
pouring,
intoxication of alcohol which is there. It is something which is like what we can say, a realization of an elixir. But this is something which takes one close to immortality. If you see, people have tried to understand the secret of immortality. There is, in the Rig Veda, there's one Oshadhi Sukta, there's like Ashwavati, Somavati. So there's the word Somavati referring to a particular herb. So lots of scientists go running in search of that herb, because if I find that herb in the jungle, I'll become immortal. So that is, some people think, what is it? Is it physical immortality? You drink this, you will become immortal. Or another name for Chandra. Anybody knows the name of Chandra? In Sanskrit?
Soma.
Soma, isn't it? Soma. How Dadi Shankha Tusharabham Tirodharnamasamam Navami Hishinam Somam Shambhor Mukuta Bhushanam. So that is Soma again, Chandra. If you look at herbs and Chandra, the herbs get their immortal power because of the potency, medical potency is got because of the Soma, meaning the Surya gives the Teja, gives the Shakti, gives the Urja, everything. But the medical potency of the herbs is got in the night. And they say, again, Soma is connected to the mind also, because in the Rig Veda, San Chandrama Manaso Jata. Means it's a very interesting connection. Is Soma just the physical immortality, or we have seen in Mahamrityunjaya, real liberation is liberation from the traps, isn't it? Purvarukamiva bandhanad mrityor mukshya. Means when you are going to get that consciousness, you are going to taste Soma. What is this Soma? This is the Ananda in life, isn't it? So when you reach that consciousness, you understand the meaning of the Vedas, then you are going to experience Ananda, ripple of Ananda only. Even in, it's like Sri Aurobindo has even said, Kohi niranandam bhokto mutsehet. Who is that person who will dare to go and outside of Ananda? Only somebody who has got all the Ananda in the world. Means that person has only ventured into this Srishti, trying to experience certain things. So what Krishna is telling is, somebody who understands the spirit of the Vedas, they are actually tasting that Soma, which is the nectar of immortal consciousness, or which is the nectar of Ananda, because it is their own. They have got that. But the second part comes little bit, creates some kind of question. The second part says, worshipping me with sacrifices, for the heavens they aspire, meaning they do sacrifices. Sometimes people do sacrifices with a particular aspiration only. What we can say, Sakam Prarthana, with one desire in return. I am doing this, so you give me this. So what are they aspiring for? Heavens is what Krishna is saying. And because they have done punya, they are experiencing those peace in paradise. They're enjoying it, is what Krishna is saying. My question is, so far we have been told Mam Phaleshu Kadachana. Is Krishna suddenly changing that rule by saying, no, as those aspirants are receiving the paradise, it is okay to aspire for this heavens? And how is it different from some other religions where people are even made to go to become extremists by promising something in paradise? What is this that Krishna is talking about? Is he trying to say that we should aspire for certain things? We should have Sakam Prarthana? Or it is okay while having Prarthana that you have to have desires? Because a lot of people have desires, isn't it? Yes, Badrinaranji. Yes, sir. Please unmute, Ji. Hari Om.
What you must
Yes.
be, Hari Om, what you must be saying, Lord Krishna is saying that whatever sacrifices they are doing, that is a sort of aspiration for heaven. But since they are on the righteous path, they can also enjoy the fruits of that.
Yes. Okay. So they're enjoying because of their righteousness. So
Righteousness.
maybe a little bit having a desire for this is probably okay, isn't it, Badrinaranji? Yes.
Pardon?
Having a little bit desire for such good things is okay, isn't it, Badrinaranji? In the prayers.
Actually, desireless is what is correct, because
Yes. But from this,
because nay, I believe that when the Lord is taking care of you and when you surrender to Him for every
absolutely.
need of yours, He is there to take care.
Absolutely. Yes,
Desire,
Ji. That was a trick
the
question,
element of
actually.
desire
Yes,
should
sir.
not be there, really speaking. But
Absolutely.
unfortunately, as mortals, we have some desire
We
or the
have
other.
some desires. That is nature. What we say, Manavi Swabhava. Well, but that nature only keeps us in traps, because here Krishna is saying even those righteous ones, next shloka, he says because they are aspiring for this and they are trapped, they get that bandhana. Meaning he says, Te tam bhuktva svargalokam vishalam shine punye martyalokam vishanti evam traidharmam manuprapanna gata gatam kama kama labhante. Having enjoyed the rewards of the heavenly realm, with their good deeds exhausted, they return to the mortal realm. Seeking satisfaction to the prescribed Vedic virtues, they retort. Ultimately, back to the cycle of birth and demise, they retort. Meaning, it is a very, what we can say, thin and subtle path. Easily, anybody can get moha. On the Adhyatmic Marga also, somebody who has studied scriptures, who has understood the meaning of Brahma Gnan also can easily get trapped, and then they start aspiring. I have done so much, I need to get this because I have done it. Many times you have to get into the feeling that you have done nothing. Damleji's words are very nice. He says, Neki kar darya mein dal. Do good, throw it into the ocean like you have thrown a pebble. You'll never be able to find it after you have thrown it inside. Just like that is what Krishna is saying. He says, seeking satisfaction to the prescribed Vedic virtues, they retort, ultimately back to the cycle of birth and demise, they retort. Badranji wants to add something? Yes, sir.
I want to share something.
Okay.
They say walking on the spiritual path is like walking on the edge of the blade. Like, if you are if you are not cautious, you can cut yourself. So similarly, this spiritual whatever is there, it can have a dual meaning. Like these
Yes.
two are saying that you can have desire. Because you are righteous, if you have desire, but ultimately again it says that if you have righteousness also, you will reap the fruits and again you will come back. That means that cycle of birth and death will be there. That means there is no moksha. That's what.
Yes, so
desireless
desires
means
are a
you have to,
problem. Yes.
yeah.
And probably one simplest solution is, there is also one, isn't it? Ram hamara kaam kare, hum baithe aram. Means you do your work with full surrender to the divine. The divine will, you don't have to worry about walking on that sharp path. You will be in a palki driven by the divine only. Because if you are absolutely surrendered to the divine, it is something which is very simple and easy also, with surrender, with shraddha, with bhakti, with love. All this is very easy also to walk. But this aspect is there anytime. It is like ye moha moha ke dhage, something like that in the Adhyatmic Marga or in life also. Very easily that moha can take over. So let us try to just train our mind slowly. As I think Badrinathji understood, but he also pointed out that as mortal nature, we will have it. Some level will come in. We'll have to slowly, carefully, but slowly do it and go ahead. Krishna goes on, this is the beautiful shloka. This is a shloka that actually saved me in one Gita class also from a very difficult question which I didn't have an answer. I'll just go to the shloka first. Ananyash chintayanto mam je janaha paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. This is what the palki I will drive. It is something like that. Krishna is saying, Yogakshemam vahamyaham. For whom? Ananyas chintayanto mam ye janah paryupasate. tesham nityabhayuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam. Let us look at this shloka. But those seekers by whom I am integrally sought, focus on me in their every thought. To those whose consciousness is one with mine, to them I bring the prosperity divine, meaning whose chitta is one only. And continuously this person is connected with the divine only. In every thought also they are able to focus on the divine. Now, how is it possible in everyday life to think of the divine in every thought? Is it possible, anybody? Yes? No? Someone, can you tell me? Because it's an important question. Is it possible to think of the divine at all times, in every day?
No.
No. Okay, Shivaji has told no. Yes, Badrinaranji?
Yeah, I think with gradually Abhyasa Yoga and Lord Krishna's continuous
Okay.
practice, we
With
can
practice.
reach a situation where we can surrender every action as
Yes.
something to the Lord.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I think, yes, actually, Badrinaranji, what Badrinaranji is saying is perfectly right. With Abhyasa, because sometimes we feel, no, these are thoughts which I should know. These times I cannot think of the divine. Because sometimes some people have the bad habit, say, for example, using swear words. Then they just come out without control, get irritated, and a swear word comes out. And then these people, they sometimes feel guilty. I was thinking of the divine, and then this is not right. But is the divine not there with us in any moment? Can we do any moment without the divine being conscious of it? Is there any moment in which divine is unconscious in our life? Yes or no?
No.
Never,
No,
isn't it?
no.
Never. Only problem is we are unconscious, so we are not able to think of the divine. If you see even swear words, you want to say, think of the divine and say the swear word, that swear word will become a mantra for somebody else maybe. And you will get into, if you have a bad habit of swear word and it is not coming by the divine sanction, it is coming out of a lower nature. That lower nature also will get transformed as you begin to think of that divine. And this shloka is actually, it's like a promise which Krishna is saying. He says, to those whose consciousness is one with mine, to them I bring the prosperity divine. I've actually seen a lot of people with different difficult situations also, and for them, this divine is looking after. There was one NGO. It was run by, there is an NGO. It is run by one Mr. Mohan. He has an auto driver who has actually decided I will do something for the destitute people. He started an NGO for the old ladies who were left on the roads and all. So much struggle, and he goes on. And when I went to him, I saw he was in a rented building, which the owner is asking him to vacate. He is not having enough money to just make ends meet. Also, still he sold off his auto as well, and he tried doing so many things. In the middle, he got a heart attack. Then still he goes on. All this entire life is giving him so much struggle. But he said, when I just went to him and I said, he said, this is one experience for me. He says that God, I don't get time to go anywhere, but God comes correctly and helps at all times. I said, how? He said, every time. Last week I was thinking, how will I have money to feed the old ladies, all of them at home? I had no money with me. I was just thinking what to do. Suddenly one person comes and he says, that person comes and tells me, my father's last wish was that I should feed all the people. So I did not do it for so many years. I am feeling guilty. This birthday I have decided next full week I will feed everybody. And this person is like, he says, I just smiled. I didn't even say thank you to God because that was his job. He had to do it. He did it. But so many experiences come, he said, making me understand what is this yoga kshemam vaham yam. Personally, this shloka was a savior for me in one Gita Varga also, because it was right in the Corona period. I remember the participant also, Anupriya ji only. She is now in good touch as well. Her story was very difficult because her husband had passed away and she was raising her children, and she considers her husband as a guru even right now, because he was like a detached yogi. In spite of his cancer therapy and treatment, he taught her everything from A to like Z of the business, how to take care. He even somehow found a time to write a secret diary with notes for her, which is useful for her afterwards. It is how did he write, and what he has written there in that diary for me is still useful. But she asked me one very tough question, where we talk about something about not abhayam. It comes later on in the Gita, fearlessness. So she said, you have told about fearlessness in this shloka, but yesterday I got fever. I was worried. And during the fever, she said, I had the fear that if I go because of corona right now, who will take care of my children? Now, should I not have this fear? Is what she asked me. I was stumped because it was a very genuine and strong question, and I could not simply intellectually answer something to it. I have to do justice to it. I actually closed my eyes and I, Krishna, I called out to that Krishna only for something, and then I said, Gee, what your question? I cannot answer such a question because your question has a full satya of life experience which you are talking about. But this one shloka comes to mind. Please see if this shloka connects to you anywhere. If it connects, then we will go ahead on this. And this was the shloka that came, Ananya Chintayanto Mam, which I told after I told her the meaning and I just repeated it. And she said, I asked her, does this anyway connect? She said, yes, it connects. Then I said, yes. So this is the promise that Krishna actually has given, that he will take care. You don't have to worry about in your fear, what's going to happen after my going. Will my children be taken care of? There is this how aren't there orphans in the world? And aren't orphans growing well? I know one orphan who started a village for the special children. His name is Mr. Karthik. You can Google him, Shrishti Karthik. What a beautiful village. Now he is married, he's got children also, and an entire village this person is running. Who took care of him? Who is his parent? Who is his mother? Who is his father? He will say Mata Data, all one only for him, who grew him in life. Something like that. We have to understand that this is the promise Krishna is saying for anybody who has completely focused and surrendered to the divine. And Krishna does look after so many people. The divine does look after. We don't realize it. Sometimes out of our emotions, we feel disturbed and we say, what is going to happen? This question everybody asks from the age of 3 to age of 93. What is going to happen to the world? Now, what is going to happen to the world? That is the headache of the divine. He is taking care. So many such options. So many times it was like Pralaya is going to take place. World is going to get destroyed. But no, things are happening. Things are going ahead. Sanatana Dharma will be destroyed. Who is having the power to destroy Sanatana Dharma? Look how strongly it is bouncing back right now. The world is now beginning to get only Spandan, pulse. They have still not seen what it is. India has not yet seen the real power of Sanatana Dharma because it has not fully awakened yet. But even that little glimpse is sufficient for the Bharat also to become a source of strength for so many. Well, this is what Krishna is saying. Yoga Kshemam Vaham Yaham. In Marathi language, they say, what do you do for Yoga Kshemam? Meaning for your food. They ask this question. Well, it is actually, you don't have to do anything for this Yoga Kshema. He will arrange everything. When they say, Bhagwan Bharose, मैं तो भगवान भरोसे रहना हो गया. Actually try becoming Bhagwan Bharose for one day, if not for 1 year or for an entire lifetime. Just try and surrender, have full Shraddha in the Bhagwan and see what happens. Deepali ji wants to share something? Yes, ji. You are muted. Please unmute, ji.
Yogakshemam Mahamyam is the slogan of Life Insurance of India also.
Oh, yes. Yes, I did not talk about the organization. Yes. So, life insurance. So, is Krishna doing something? He's offering a policy, isn't it? You subscribe to my policy, I'll give you good returns. Is it the same? Is he telling you are going to have aspiration for good returns from me because I am giving you best policy? Yes, or it's different here. It's actually quite different, though they have picked it up from the Gita, we can say, but Krishna is not asking you to, he's asking you to let go. Let go of what you're getting in return, whether it's going to get matured or it's not going to get matured. This is not your question at all. Your question is you should get mature and you should leave all these returns and desires and watch how I take care of. Look at Sudama. What happened to Sudama? What a transformation. What a beautiful transformation. He did not even recognize his own house. How did this happen? Where did this happen? Well, who asked? He did not ask for it also. And yet he got it. Well, something like that, we must realize this. This is the one when somebody, Ananyas Chintayanto Mam, meaning it is possible to love the divine. It's possible to have the smaran of the divine without people suddenly get this, they have a binary. If I love the divine, that means I cannot love anybody else in the world. That's a false statement, isn't it? If you love the divine, will you stop loving your parents, your friends? If somebody has a lover, your lover, or the entire Srishti? No, when you start loving the divine, you start loving the entire world also. You become like Vishwamitra, Vishwasya Mitra, Vishwamitra, something like that. It's a complete friend of the universe. When you are able to love the divine, and Krishna is asking here, offer to the divine. Watch how the entire circle changes, how you get free from Maya also, and probably start enjoying what is the Leela of the divine. Krishna goes on further, he says, Ye Yepi anya devata bhakta yajante shraddhayanvitaha tepi mameva kaunteya yajanti avidhipurvakam. Even those who offer to other godheads sacrifice to me. For by coming to me only their sacrifices can fulfilled be. As their devotion and faith are pure without flaw, I receive them, though they offer not as per the true law. This is the true aspect of Krishna, meaning the Vidhi is not followed perfectly, but Shraddha is pure, Shraddha is perfect. That's all Krishna wants. He says, even those who offer to Anya Devata, how beautiful is this? Whichever Devata you're offering that love, isn't it? That offering of love itself, they say first, loving somebody transforms you completely. They say loving selflessly transforms you. Yes, but try loving the divine. How you will also start becoming divine only because that is the important thing Krishna is telling here. Even the other devatas somebody is offering. All their sacrifices, they come to me only because only when they come to me, it is going to get fulfilled. It's like, no, I don't like this clerk. I will not give this application to this clerk, whatever happens. So I will go to another clerk. But the director is the same, isn't it? In an organization, if you want to give a letter or something, no, I will not. I want to go to this organization, but I don't want to give it to this person. I give it to that person. But does it make a difference? You have done the work, you have given the application, you have given all the supporting documents in the perfect manner. What is the problem? You give it this way or that way, to this officer or that officer. Something like that, Krishna is saying. Whichever, yepi anya devata also. If somebody is offering, they come to me and he says, as their devotion and faith are pure and without flaw, I receive them. Means I accept it. He doesn't say, oh, what is this Shabari? You are giving me this type of bear. I cannot taste it. It is now ashuddha. It is apavitra. Nothing. The Maryada Purushottama who would have all the, what we can say, follow all the vidhis, all what is shaucha, perfection, thought, everything. Here he just goes and he takes it from with the motherly love it is being offered. He sees what is there and he takes it. Means what is that? That is so important. The main aspect, people sometimes get trapped in the vidhi and they forget what is the meaning of the spirit of what is to be done. Here, this is an important shloka which Krishna says. This also tells us one more thing. We have no right to touch on somebody else's shraddha. Never tell you are due to somebody else. Somebody does wrong to you, somebody is going against your dharma, attacking you. Immediately you have to, what as even Lokmanya Tilak has told, Shatam Pratishathyam, that's fine. All Desha Kala Paristhiti, study it, take your action. But don't go on trying to tell somebody and, ridicule that person's Shraddha. Why? That is the source, isn't it? The source of that individual. That is what we call the backbone of an individual. You cannot pull it out. You cannot pull that it's like a blind man is walking with a walking stick. Can you just pull off that stick because you say, I don't like the way you are walking? Can we pull away the stick of a blind person? No, that person will fall down. And what will we get? What punya will we get by pushing somebody or making somebody else fall? So this is what divine is looking at. He says, I see the Shraddha. It's all right. This person may be walking in a funny manner, but at least he's walking, he's crossing, he's going where he has to. Now, isn't that to be respected? Something like that. Krishna goes on, he says, Aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhureva cha natu mama bhijananti tattve natascha chavantite. For every sacrifice performed, I am the enjoyer, the overlord of sacrifices. I am the true receiver. but they know not my truth fundamental. And in their growth, this is detrimental. So when you don't understand this simple, basic truth, it is actually a very simple truth which everybody does understand from the heart. If you understand it from the heart, you will not require even mental logic. You will not have to see, is Shastra giving me permission, or Shastra is not giving me, or is this against it, or is it correct? All this from the heart you can understand clearly. And Krishna says, for every sacrifice, I am the enjoyer, the overlord of sacrifice. I am the true receiver. And this is a Pramana Shastra. Bhagavad Gita is a Pramana Shastra also. If you want to see a Shastra of reference, this is the ultimate reference which cannot be refuted by anybody from any of the margas in Bharat, in Sanatan Dharma at least. This is considered exalted status. Gita Shastram Idam Punyam. The biggest punya is here. Well, here Krishna tells this. I am the receiver, he says. But they know not my truth fundamental. And in their growth, this is detrimental. This is preventing their growth because they don't understand this fundamental truth. Example I can just give, I had previously mentioned. Damleji, my Guruji had told me, go get Bilva Patra. For not for puja, but for some Aushadhi Ayurvedic medicine he wanted to make. So nowadays we don't have Bilva trees. So only place I could go was to the temple, to the Shiva temple. But problem was I had not gone there before. So I just knew it is on this road. So I quickly went, and then there was this old lady, and I said, Pati, Bilva Patra Kudunga, give me Bilva Patra. She got so insulted that I have asked her Bilva Patra, and she was like, this is Perumal Koil, and you have asked in Perumal Koil Bilva Patra, as if I have done the most biggest sin. The cardinal sin is performed by me by asking it. Looking at her, I said, okay, I'm sorry, I did not want to tell her. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Rudra Nam Shankarash Chasmi. I am only Shankara. Krishna is saying, so there's no duality fight required. But she was angry, and I said, just sorry, I went elsewhere, got my Bilva Patra from the right temple. But now what is happening is this division, it is not affecting the devas. It is affecting the Manushas only. That is why then there are fights. There have been fights where people have come to blows. One, this is I am a Shaivite, I am a Vaishnavite, I am more superior. It's as if now they want the gods only to come and show who is more superior. As if now the gods will come and wrestle each other as if in a ring. And wrestling match, all the bhaktas are going to come and clap. It is not like that, but this limitation is detrimental and not allowing the person to grow in consciousness. They remain there only is what Krishna is saying. He goes on further. Because this is so important. The Shraddha that is driving a person, if it is not pure, the impurities of the Shraddha, they affect that person's growth. Why Soma is, if you see in the Rig Veda also, Soma is purification. Slowly, then slow drops. There are vidhis of purifying Soma in certain Vedic suktas. Many people think it is actually an exact vidhi of getting an elixir. But if you look at the symbolic meaning, it is about how Shuddhi of an individual's consciousness takes place, and then that Soma is tasted. And speaking of tasting Soma, I know one person who had done so many japa, so much japa that she always had a sweet taste in her mouth. These many lakh japas throughout her life she had been doing sincerely, old lady like Shabari only. And she was somewhere connected in the family. We had come to know about her, but she always had a sweet taste in her mouth. That was her experience. Now, isn't that tasting the Soma which has been told in the Gita? Why should she have that sweet taste? Whether there is some kind of physiological problem or no problem, she is not suffering because of it, and she is enjoying a beautiful taste of nectar. Just by what? By that punya which she has earned. But this punya is not there. What happens then? We saw, I think, even those who have understood great truths, they get trapped into the cycle. Then that purification is required, because here Krishna says, Yanti Deva Vrata Devan Pitrun Yanti Pitra Vrataha Bhutani Yanti Bhuteja Yanti Madhya Jinopima. To the abode of the deities go the God worshippers. So worshippers of the Devatas go to the Evalok. Worshippers of the divine ancestors or the Pitars, they go to the Pitar Lok. Worshippers of the divine ancestors go to the realm of the ancestors. Pitars are also, they are considered on par with the Devatas only. So if you seek some people seek the blessings of their Pitars only because they have reached the higher state of consciousness. From there they get that. But But when it becomes a transaction, well, you are seeking what you seek, you will get something like that. Those who are seeking this stream, they go there. Those who are seeking the pitas, they go on that marga. Krishna goes on further. He says, performers of sacrifice to the spirit, to the elements, they enjoy. Think of the tantrics. All these different vidyas they use for collecting with the elements and awakening the elements. Then they become one with the elements only. The Panchama Bhutas, they go into them. But my worshippers, but my worshippers, to me they come and directly join. To me they come and directly join. Meaning, what is Krishna saying here? Krishna is saying, if you're having that same purity in your aspiration for reaching the divine, you directly reach to that divine consciousness. It is so simple as that. Somebody says, I want to worship only Kubera, I will keep getting blessings of Kubera. The person will go into that, but he has not completed there is still an incomplete experience to be taken. So the person is not going to get moksha, again get trapped into another cycle. Those who are going into this different pitars, they go to that particular realm. The ancestors, after the ancestors we have talked about, those who are worshipping the different Mahabhutas, like the tantrics, they go into that particular realm. And then their cycle is incomplete, so they again take. But those who are seeking the divine, this is like the what we can call the Shukla Marga, isn't it? What we saw in the 8th Adhyay, the Marga of the Moksha, where those who are aspiring for the divine, it is like so beautiful. One beautiful shloka one of the participants had shared, which she always chants while doing anything. Twadiyam vastu govindam tubhyam eva samarpayet. Meaning any action while she's doing, like I think we have this everyday Akhilesh ji writes, no, Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Something like that is offered to Krishna. Something like that, offered completely to the divine, not for anything else, not for receiving anything in return. Such a person becomes one with the highest supreme consciousness. Excuse me, please give me a moment. Hari Om. Next comes another beautiful shloka. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktya upahritam ashnami prayatatmanaha. So patram pushpam phalam toyam. What does Krishna need? What does the divine really want from us? Somebody wants to share something? No. All right. He who offers with devotion a leaf or a flower. Krishna is not saying Milva Patra only or Tulsi Patra. He is just saying any Patra. Patram is not specified. It should be having this type of what we can say, venation should be this way. It should be like botanists have a classification, isn't it? This kingdom, phylum, this particular family. No, Krishna is not being specific at all. He says, he who offers with devotion a leaf or a flower. Again, flower also is not being specific. You give him this particular flower, or you give him Rakta Pushpa, which is favorite of Ganesha also, he will not get insulted. Or you give his Gokarna also, or the beautiful, they call it Radha's consciousness, that beautiful Shanka Pushpi in Tamil, as they call. So if you give that blue colored flower, or you give a white Parijat, or some other jasmine, whichever, he's not, even if you give a cauliflower, he will not get insulted, because he's just told, he said flower. So he says, with devotion, a leaf or a flower or even a singular cup of water. So fruit also is there. It is to be edited. In the next edition, it will appear. So patram pushpam phalam also. Phala is what? Any fruit. He'll say pineapple, jackfruit. No, he's not said anything. Any fruit. He's not asking about, I want this fruit only because I like it. This fruit is not good for me. No, he's saying any fruit. Or even a singular cup of water. My question is Jala, Toyam, whom do you give Jala? Water. Do we hesitate about giving water to somebody, especially in the summer season? Yes. Water. Whom do we give water?
To
do
the
we
third,
have? Yes, Urvashi ji?
to the thirsty one. Yeah.
To the thirsty person. Do you have a category for I should give to this person only water?
No.
No.
Anybody, isn't it? Even if you don't
No,
know the
no.
person, you recognize. somebody, a young delivery person has come to the door. Especially in the summer season, I think all of us must make it a point to ask anybody comes to our door. It is we are from the Sanatan Dharma. We believe Atithi Devo Bhava. Whatever it is in the summer season, somebody who has come, whatever reason, asking water is a basic courtesy. That you want some water, give some water. Well, Krishna is saying even that much courtesy to me is sufficient. He's saying offer anything, fruit, leaf, flower, anything. He says, or water also. Why? What is important? What is the criteria that makes it complete? Means this is just one part. This is the outer part. The inner part is when the offering is with love replete, it is to me acceptable and complete. Meaning, even if you offer a Brahma Kamal, which blooms only once a year, but you don't offer it with love, it's not a complete offering at all. Many times people give flowers like this to their God. They just as if they are throwing. Now, what is that an offering? No, offering is offering which is done with love. Maybe some people who might have a nature of offering with love, if they're adding love, Krishna may even accept if it is thrown also at him. But love should be there, that sincerity in the offering, because when the offering is complete, only when it is with love. So that bhava should come inside. Otherwise, it just becomes one empty vidhi. You're offering this many times in the house when people are doing puja. The elderly person or somebody is doing the puja, and while doing the puja, only start shouting at somebody else. Now, who is he shouting at? Is he shouting at the Deva while the puja is going on? Or it is at somebody else who is doing mischief? Instead, at that particular moment, bring that bhava. Come out of just a mechanical ritual. Bring that, add it, then watch how beautifully complete that ritual becomes. Shastra also has its purpose. But don't lose this aspect. Krishna is saying, whatever it is. And he's not very fussy. Anything. What did Sudama give Krishna? Which was so beautiful and loved by him. What did he have in his house? He had nothing. He just gave this little boy and he felt ashamed of taking out. But Krishna was like, no, give it. He was like a friend who was stealing from him. He said, no, give it to me. And he took it with all the authority. Why? Because for somebody who does not have anything, and even that this person wants to come and give. Look at the love in this person. If somebody is giving 10 rupees also, if this person does not have 20, he just has only 15 rupees or 10 rupees, 15 rupees in his pocket, and he's giving 10 rupees from that. What a beautiful offering it is. It is more than hundreds and thousands. I know of one particular NGO in Nagpur. This person, when we met him, he told his experience. He said, there are people used to give me a donation of 100 rupees. In the very start, it was sufficient. But then with the time, nowadays money is like devaluation keeps happening, something like that. Now he says, it costs me more to go and receive the 100 rupees from these people. But I go and collect it because that 100 rupees for me is worth more than the lakhs given by celebrities in his organization. Why? What is there in that? He says, with that comes that love and showering which comes from this. So something like that, our offering should have it, is what Krishna is saying. Means that is something we should understand. And next part also makes it beautiful about how can we think of the divine at all times? Yes, we can. Krishna says, Yat karoshi, yad ashnasi, yat juhoshi, dadasi, yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat purushva, madarpana. Meaning, madarpana, all your actions offer to me. What actions? Well, the yajna that you are doing, offer it to the divine. Your sacrifice. Not just sacrifice also. Your enjoyment also. Why? While you hide from Krishna and eat an ice cream. Share it when you're enjoying. Why do you want to hide from the divine your happy moments? Share them also. Somebody had asked, can we go to enjoy after reading Gita? Can we go for parties, or can we go to hill stations and celebrate for enjoyment with family? Because Gita talks about this. I said, you can go bring Krishna also with you and see how much you will enjoy, how much enjoyment everybody else will have by his presence. Literally, you're going to celebrate. Why not? We're not supposed to become dry. Look at Krishna. Krishna was Chaitanya only. Everywhere that Ananda was spreading, the color, the joy, everything is there in Krishna's presence and his consciousness. So what you're enjoying also, offer it to the divine. And your every action, whatever action it is, All your austerities, offerings, your every donation, dana also, bring Krishna into the picture. Ahankar will not come inside. Channel your soul's effort and its inner will. Let all your offerings be as per my divine will. Recognize my will, function according to it, is what Krishna is saying, and he's not taking away any freedom of ours also. Just offer to the divine, he says. What will happen then? Next shloka makes it clear. It will protect you. What is Krishna saying? This is not for him that he is asking this also. It is for us to understand what is real Ananda. Gopis knew how to enjoy really, isn't it? They had the real joy. They had the real enjoyment while they were living their lives also. They were experiencing what is the Leela of the Krishna. Something like that. Why not experience the Krishna's Leela? And which is the place where you can experience Krishna's Leela? Every single place in this Srishti. The Leela can be experienced by one and all at all times. Krishna says, such a person who has done this, he says, Shubha Shubha Halai Revam Moksha se Karma Bandhanaihi Sannyasa Yoga Yuktatma Vimukto Amupaishyasi. From good and evil, you shall attain liberation. From the bonds of karma, you shall attain dissolution. With your soul engaged purely in my consecration, you shall be free and experience my realization. Sakshatkar also will just come like that to you. There's a statement attributed to Gautam Buddha which says that we are one spark away from realization. We just don't know it. Who knows, it will just come to us while we are doing our everyday life. Krishna is saying, offer to him. From good and evil, you will attain liberation. From the bonds of karma, complete dissolution. With your soul engaged purely in my consecration, you will be free, experience my realization. Meaning all bandhanas will break. Bandhanas of what sometimes Purva Janma also will just get dissolved. This Janma also, Sanskaras also, Jada Sanskara also, or the Sukshma ones which we are not conscious of also. We don't have to worry all. Full nature of a person will get transformed. Valya will become Maharishi Valmiki. How? Which is that with that Krupa only. And for the Krupa to happen, bowing is required, that Arpana for the divine. Many times, where will I find my Guru? I want to find my Guru in life. Become ready. Guru will come into your life even if you don't want, but first thing you have to become ready. When that you are ready, the Shishya is ready, that time the Guru appears in the life like that. You want to experience the divinity. Go to the divine first. Without offering to the divine, where will the divine enter? We say Atithi Devo Bhava. When Bhagwan is standing as Atithi on the doors, we say, don't come now. I am busy. We don't even entertain the divine. He knocks at our doors, he calls out, he says, please let me come in. We say, no, I am busy right now. I will call you later on. Not now. And then life just passes this way. So we have to become conscious. We have to offer is one of the important aspects. And it's interesting, Krishna is giving this in the Rajavidya. Simple aspect of Shraddha is being beautifully highlighted in a very practical manner. Krishna goes on. It is not about, Arunji has written that he went to Amrut Garden, Delhi. He saw a young couple carrying Krishna. Indeed, that's so beautiful it is. So, isn't it? Amrut, yes, they are carrying Krishna to enjoy their, what we can say, beautiful life and experience real love. Indeed. Samoham sarva bhuteshu na me dveshosti na priyaha ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya maitete shuchapyaham. To all beings, we cannot say, oh, Krishna is far away from me. He is more closer to that person. Or no, Krishna is not here. He is in that person's house only. Why he is in that apartment? He likes that particular apartment more. He's not going to come here. No, it's not like that. Krishna is present equidistant from all. This we must understand. To all beings, I am disposed with equanimity. For towards all, I am impartial, bereft of acerbity. But those who see with devotion this holy communion, I reside in them and they dwell in my union. Means Krishna says, I am there, I am present, I am conscious is those individuals. Which individuals? Those who are able to see the divine in the universe, and they are also having the ability to adore and love the divine and the universe also, meaning they are not having any dvesha, they are not turning their backs to the world or to God also. Many times people turn their backs to God, then they feel that is the way to enjoy the world. Or people feel to understand God, you have to turn your back to the world. No, we're able to see oneness, both places there. Like how Arvindji said, in a young couple, you can see divinity there also. And why should Arvindji smile about thinking about one more couple's happiness in a Amrut garden? Why should he feel that? When he saw what is that divinity, what a beautiful, at a young age also, this both couple have understood. It's such a rare occasion, isn't it? Normally, only one person in a household, it is said it's a very rare to have a household which is having a completely spiritual atmosphere. But watching it, I think Arvindji would have just prayed that let this couple have a wonderful life, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it, Arvindji? They had heart only that love outpours naturally. It is nothing, it is not selfish, it is not something because I get something in return. Well, that is what Krishna is saying. He says, I dwell in them, they are in my communion also. He goes on further. He says, Api chet suduracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak sadhureva samantavyaha samyak vyavasito hi saha. Even the most evil amongst men can transform being. When with love and soul they turn towards me. For when his adverse nature and will he has conquered, that changed being as a saint may be considered. Most evil of the person also can completely get transformed when the block in the heart is removed, when the fountain of Shraddha starts, just flowing, it rises, something like that. When he begins to love the divine, the worst person who's done all the sins, suddenly he starts repenting for all of it and he starts a new leaf. Gita talks about this potential always. Everybody at any given time has the potential to get transformed. This is something which is very special. The Gita talks about. And who is a sadhu? Who is that person who can be called sadhu? For when his adverse nature and will he has conquered, that being can be considered as a saint. Meaning the adverse nature, your own nature, everybody, you should be conscious. What is the positive aspect? What is the adverse nature inside of me which is preventing me from growing? Like for a friend of mine, no matter what, he was calm. I had to irritate him, and one day I tried to irritate him to make him not calm when I was in school. But I failed because that is his swabhava. And I said, how can you be so calm? I was only feeling bad after irritating you and you're still calm. What is this? So for him, it was not. But for somebody, for somebody who is not having any of these qualities, and that person who is an angry person who gets triggered very easily, that person becomes calm. Will you not call that transformation as a complete big transformation, or will you not feel like this person must be given a medal for such a big transformation? Like some people who are very cranky and angry, and when they don't get angry in a situation which is likely to have 100% made that person angry, you will immediately wonder what happened. Well, this is the starting of a transformation. And when a person has completely transformed that adverse nature inside of the individual, that person is worthy of being called a saint. What happens then? We're going to complete this Adhyay. So just 3 more shlokas. Let us continue. Shipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat chantim nigachati kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktaha pranashyati. This is also another promise which Krishna is saying. Name bhaktaha pranashyati. Meaning he says, this love that you offer to me, when you love me like this, Krishna says, it will not go waste. Many times we feel, "Ore, what did I do? I offered everything here. It did not come." But no, offer to the divine. Even if you want to offer to somebody else also, first offer to the divine and ask the divine, take it to the person if that person deserves to receive it. But it will first come to you only. Because Krishna says this, he says, Name Bhakta Pranashyati. And since Arvindji talked about a couple, one participant, her name was Preeti ji in a previous batch. She said that she, from a young age, she had some connection with the divine only. She would always pray. So she wanted to get married to somebody, but she was afraid to even talk to the divine about it. Finally, she got all the courage and she went, and then because she had this habit of not asking that give me this only. So she wanted to go and she wanted this person badly in her life, but she was afraid. Should I make my usual prayer? Somehow she got all the courage, went ahead and she said, I pray, please, I like this person, you know it. If this person is meant to be in my life, if you want him to be in my life, let him come. And he added a second, which as per her habit, if he is not meant to be, don't bring him in my life. How beautiful it is. But she was very scared to make this regular prayer, which she did. You won't believe, now she's married to that person. She's got a wonderful child also. It was that person did come into her life. But she says that was the most fearful moment, because what if Krishna says no? And she would have followed it. Now, isn't that a beautiful bhakti? Well, this is what Krishna is saying. He says, Name bhakta pranashyati. Meaning sometimes when you offer to the divine, we raise our consciousness, we purify our consciousness. Even our love that is offered also gets purified. It is like gold and falling into fire. It becomes more beautiful, more purified, something like that. Krishna says, such a person who has got transformed, who has become the saint by overcoming his adverse nature, his wrong swabhava, forgetfulness, a person can transform the adverse nature also by turning to the divine, loving to the divine, loving the divine. Wrong nature, some people have thoughts in their head, negative thoughts in their head. Some people have other mental troubles also, physical troubles also, whatever. Krishna is saying, I will transform, offer, he says. And such a person who overcomes adverse nature, then the real game starts. Transformation, God's speed, it takes place. Krishna says, his soul then gets purified with a divine haste, and in my ethereal peace, he shall then awake. O Arjuna, this promise to all my lovers I make, your love for me shall not go waste. Krishna says it will not go waste. What a beautiful promise it is. Krishna goes on further. He says, Mami Partha Vyapashritya Yepi Syuhu Papayonahyaha Striyo Vaishyas Tatha Shudras Tepi Yanti Param Gatim. Krishna says, wherever the person may be, whichever position it may be, however difficult that position may be, when he's calling upon the divine, like Draupadi in the middle of the court, she called Krishna and he came to her rescue, something like that. Krishna says, Oh Arjuna, all those who seek refuge in me, even if in a womb of sin born they may be, the wretchedly ostracized, downtrodden, men or women, they all attain to me. To their sincere calls, I hearken. I listen to their sincere calls. We have 2 more shlokas. Can we conclude it today? Yes. This Adhyay will be completed. Yes. Can we complete? It will just take 4 more minutes. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Kim punar brahmana punya bhakta rajarshayas tatha anitya masukham lokam imam prapya bhajasvamam. What then? What then to speak about the Brahma seeker? Means here Krishna says, however person, means in difficult moment, anybody takes refuge. Even if they are born in a womb of sin. Now what does womb of sin mean? A child is innocent, a child is pure. But the paristhiti, a born in a terrorist house, what has the child done wrong? Nothing, isn't it? But what sanskara will be in that person's house? But even in that house also, if the soul decides, even from there he will go to the divine marga, he will come out, he will become a reformed person, he will stop other people from becoming terrorists also. This is a story in so many places. We have heard of these stories. You go to Kashmir also, in India, go to elsewhere, go to those Maoist areas also, or go to the West also. All different places. Even in the worst place, Krishna says, even the worst ostracized people, sometimes people unfairly are targeted and thrown out. Nobody is there to support them, even if they have done nothing wrong. They're told, you are bad, you are weak, you are useless, you are dirty, you are apavitra, you are ashuddha. All such things are done and people are just completely thrown out. Well, even such ones, Krishna says, they can become divine. Their calls I listen. Even in the worst place, I can listen. But then what happens in that case? Okay. But what about those Brahma Rishis or those Rishis who are seeking the divine? Definitely, they are in a greater proximity of the chance, what we can say. Proximity may not be, sometimes people are close to the temple and away from God. So that is not physical proximity. But a sadhana is being done by a person What about that person? Of course, the divine will listen to a sadhak. This is a sincere call of a sadhak. Why will the divine not listen? Krishna says, what then to speak of the Brahma seeker and the most devoted sages, regal and fine? This transient and sorrowful world's every dweller can channel their love to seek their divine, meaning channel your love, offer it to the divine. Sometimes our loved ones leave us. Now, what happened to Krishna? How many of his loved ones left him? But did he stop loving the world? Did he stop showering his grace? No. He just like that, Krishna is saying, just every person, whatever pain, whatever sorrow is there, connect with the divine. You can channel it because love is the singular human emotion. This is what the mother of Sri Aurobindo Ashram has also told. The singular human emotion which has the potential of catalyzing evolution of a person. Transformation, evolution, all of this can happen very quickly when there is this pure love. But what is this pure love? That you have to understand. It is nishkam. It is not something which is with desires. Then it becomes a business deal if you have desire there also. Last shloka, we stop here. Krishna says, Man mana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishasi yuktvaivam atmanam mat parayana. He says, Atmanam mat parayana. Sacrifice unto me and unite with me through your mind. Myself supreme, you shall know, experience and find. Bowing to me and with love, when me alone you adore, then for the divine union, you shall open the door. How beautiful this is. Krishna is saying, sacrifice everything, give it to me. He is saying, everything, what is most beautiful, what is most cherished, what is sacrifice? If I have 10 t-shirts and I give one t-shirt, it's not sacrifice. It's convenience. I want to clear place in my cupboard for keeping things. But when I have one t-shirt only and I see, and it's my favorite t-shirt, but I see somebody else, that person badly needs, here, I'm taking it out, take it, and I give it. Now that is sacrifice, isn't it? When you have what is most precious, when you offer that, then only it is a proper sacrifice. And it is not done with pain. It is done with happiness, willingly done, lovingly done, and offered with love. Without love, offering is not complete, only is what we saw. So Krishna says, sacrifice all your desires. It's all right. What is Krishna going to do? Is he going to make a pickle out of our desires? He doesn't need any desires. But it is the desire which is keeping us back. For that reason, just offer is what Krishna is saying. No selfish reason, even Krishna is asking. He is not wanting anything from us. He's got everything already. Lord of Yoga. He is the Yogeshwar. He says, sacrifice unto me. Unite with me through your mind, myself supreme. You shall know, experience and find. First you will find Krishna also. You will know Krishna also. You will experience Krishna also in your life. Krishna says, bowing to me and with love, when me alone you adore. When you offer to the divine. Somebody says, no, I don't like Krishna. He's not my Aradhya. I like the other Aradhya. Fine. He's not saying don't have, but offer to that Aradhya everything. Krishna is not saying offer to me only means with my name. He does not mind. You say any name, it's okay for him. So he says, when you offer for the divine union, you shall open the door. Meaning the first step of the bhakta is to be taken. Meaning the hand must come from the mortal side to the divine. Ask for help, then the hand will lift us. The divine hand will pull, but if you don't put your hand outside, like, no, I am drowning in so I am drowning in this Mrityu Sansara Sagara. I am drowning in this river. Krishna says, here, but stretch your hand, isn't it? Then only he can pull you out. If you don't take your hand only, how is it possible? If somebody wants to save us and we are drowning, if the person says, here, take it, at least if we reach out, we'll be able to connect to it. So here, this shloka is something important. We will see again another shloka which is 75% same. Man mana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. This shloka will appear again in the Gita, but when it appears, the story would have completely changed. And though 75% is same, that 25% is, I will probably tell it now only because many times people forget that time. Well, here Krishna is saying, you open the door. There he says, I will take you across. Same shloka, the last part alone changes. where he says, I will take you. Means first let the call come. Let Arjuna tell to Krishna, let him at least bring that much courage to recognize for himself that yes, Karpanya dosho upahatas svabhavaha. Pruchhami tvam dharma sammoda chetaha. I'm afraid, I don't know, Krishna, it is okay. I am not feeling ashamed of admitting to you. For this only Krishna was waiting. Full Adhyay, he had to listen to what God knows what Arjuna was telling. Varna Sankaraha, Jati Dharma is getting destroyed, the Pradushanti, Kulastriyaha, Pitars are getting destroyed, Guru Hatya, Mitra Droha, 100,000 things Arjuna was telling. And what was Krishna waiting for? He was just saying, Shishyas Teham Shadi Mam Prapan. I don't know, please take me around. Meaning, divine also cannot work if the human sanction is not given. This is actually a very adhyatmic aspect. It's a tantric aspect also. It's a shastric aspect also. Whatever you want to call it, you call it. Without seeking, if you want to look at this Adhyay can be looked at in so many ways. It can be looked at from the purely Jnana Yoga point of view because it's Raja Vidya. Somebody will use it completely from the Tantra Yoga point of view. Whichever way you want to see, one aspect is there, this love for the divine, that outpouring once it begins, that transformation takes place. I think Raja Vidya is this only, learning to love the divine. If we can do that, we can love everybody in the world. We can experience a full life, a complete life, as Sri Aurobindo calls it, a divine life that can be experienced. I conclude with the Shanti Mantra. Then any questions are there, most welcome. Let us conclude now. Hari Om. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kasyit dukkha bhag bhavet. Hari Om Tat Sat. Krishna Mande Jagat Gurum. We enter into what is the 10th Adhyay. Arjuna is going to ask something from Krishna. We will see what he asks. Will Krishna give it? That is also one more thing. We will see in the 10th Adhyay, that is tomorrow. Hari Om.
Hari Om, sir.
Hari Om Ji, Namaste.
Hari Om.
Hari Om Ji. Hari Om Ji.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om
Hari
Ji.
Om.
Namaste Ji. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om Ji. Hari Om. Any queries? Most welcome. Or we'll conclude. Namaste Ji. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om Ji. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Yes, can I conclude today's session if nobody has any queries? Hari Om Prabhakar Ji. Namaste. Namaste. Ji sir, any queries? Anything you wish to share? Yes, sir? No, okay. Achha, fine, ji. All right. So then I'll conclude today's session. Hari Om.